Hey Underdogs, it's UDP Therapy here today, and we are talking about the hyoid. Now, I'm sure most of you guys know what this is, but if not, that's what we're going to be talking about today, just to give you a strong understanding of it. Of course, there's always going to be more to learn, but this covers a pretty hefty loft of a lot of what you'll need to know. I think this is very important because a lot of the times I'll find that horses are restricted in the hyoid, and it's important that we release that. If you can release the hyoid, I find it often releases a lot of other issues and vice versa. So let's just get right to it. The hyoid is a small set of bones connecting to form a joint fused together at the base of the tongue and throat latch. It is surrounded by a web of muscles and fascia linking to the tongue, jaw, pole, airway, and front of the chest together. It has a hinged joint connecting it to the skull, creating a sling for the tongue and upper respiratory system. When the tongue and throat feel restricted from bit pressure, a tight noseband, dental issues, pull tension, anxiety, or airway trouble, the horse will brace to protect itself. The underside of the neck tightens, the throat feels stuck, and base of the neck will then stop lifting. When the base of the neck cannot lift, the back cannot raise or swing properly. The ribcage locks and the thoracic sling loses freedom. They lose elasticity in an attempt to stabilize and balance the body. Oftentimes, hyoid tension can be seen through the back, hips, sternum, diaphragm, scapula, abdomen, hocks, etc. When pressure is put on the tongue by the bit, I should point out here that a better word for pressure would be restriction. There are many good forms of bit pressure, but if it restricts the tongue, it causes a multitude of issues in the hyoid. It causes the hind end to then lose flexion and restrict itself. That's right, something in the mouth can restrict all the way as far back as the hips. This causes a short and choppy stride, as well as hollow back, imbalance, sticky movement, poor transitions, loss of contact, or even respiratory trouble. For airways to function in the respiratory system, the tongue has to be on the floor of the mouth, which allows intrinsic muscles in the tongue to create dilation and stabilization of upper airways. However, as mentioned with back soreness, sometimes the most effective back release is to release the hyoid. This translates the other way around, releasing the hyoid to relieve the back, which shows how everything connects and harmonizes together. It truly shows how things work together. Oftentimes when horses are pole sore, they dismiss the occipital and atlas. You have to look at the whole horse.
Sorry, wrong button. Sorry, guys, wrong button. Guys, sorry. I was reaching for the hide screen button. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's ride. Okay, all right, we're good
Sorry
to go.
guys, I got
We're good to go.
totally distracted by Twitch there. I've never seen him do that before. In the facial structures itself, you will note chewing issues, tongue evasion, behind the bit, aggression, uneven muscling through the face, bulges in certain areas of the head, eye darting, chewing only on one side, loss of jaw flexion, pull and TMJ tension, tight mouth, wrinkling around the nose and the mouth, or a blank stare. A few muscles to point out in this system is the omohyoid, occipitohyoid, and sternohyoid. It's also interesting to note that hyoid movement causes pumping, which helps the lymphatic system. The occipitohyoid, apologies if I pronounce that wrong, is a small muscle attached to the hyoid, connecting the hyoid to occipits, which help the eyes. The hyoid itself helps a lot with the facial nerves. A few ways to harm the hyoid: cribbing or windsucking, dental issues, TMJ or other jaw and pole issues, tongue and bit issues, head shaking, muscle or joint issues somewhere else in the body. Horses are often defensive around the face, so it may be best to start somewhere else and work your way up. This could be the shoulder, hips, or back. Here are a few techniques to help your horse both around the head or somewhere else. Body work from a professional to release tension throughout the body. Vary feeding stations so that the horse has to move side to side to eat and in turn mobilize the jaw. Run a hand down the scapula. About midway down, you'll be able to push your hand behind where you feel the hyoid. So if you have your scapula in front of the shoulder, base of the neck, there's a spot where you should be able to get behind the scapula. So follow that line of the scapula. About midway down, you should be able to squeeze your hand behind there unless it's really restricted. This is where you'll feel the hyoid, which is a deep muscle, as well as the subclavian, and you can hold the pressure there to release. As you hold the pressure, if it releases, you should be able to get a little bit deeper behind there. You can also place a hand on each cheek, the masseter muscle, cupping your hands and spreading your fingers. The base of your hand should hold the jaw while your fingers spread vertically over the cheeks. Hold and wait as the horse drops his head, and in turn wait into your hands. Just allow him to drop into it. Don't force his head down. He will drop into it if he feels comfortable enough. Another technique is allowing your horse to put the weight of his head over your shoulder for as long as they feel comfortable. The horse must do it on its own and relax rather than you pull them and hold them down. Same as before. Another thing you can do is make a fist with your hand and place under the jaw between the bones. You should feel a soft and lumpy squish above you, which is the tongue. Rest your fist and apply no pressure. Allow the horse to dictate pressure. Another thing is front and hind leg mobilizations and stretches. All are good. I have multiple videos on YouTube that detail this. You can also, and please work with a professional if you're going to do this, gently hold the tongue. You should not be pulling, just holding. You will gently hold the tongue outside the mouth, one on each side. You'll start with going to the left, and then once it is released, you'll switch to the right and do it once on the right. Allow the horse to mobilize the jaw as they choose. It could be 5 seconds, it could be 30 seconds. Again, do not pull, just hold the tongue on the outside. Also watch your fingers. Make sure you enter where there's no teeth, almost like where you put the bit. Another one you can do is going in again where there's no teeth, and you can take your finger and push your hand on the roof of the mouth with 2 fingers, and just put a little bit of pressure on the roof of the mouth and allow them to chew. Both with the tongue one and this one, you should notice the jaw moving left and right, as well as up and down. And this is releasing the TMJ and the hyoid, which is really good. Sorry, I look like a hobo right now editing this video, but I just realized I forgot one of the techniques that you can do, which is kinesiology taping or KT taping. I will attach a photo of how to do the tape. Pretty simple to do. And it does help a lot. If you have a horse that definitely gets their hyoid locked up, you can totally do a kinesiology taping on the hyoid. There are also TMJ tapings. You know, all the structures are connected, so you can mix and match those. So yeah, that's it. So those are my recommendations with the hyoid. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to answer. I hope you guys learned something from this, and yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you guys.